Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be drawing my February TBR. If you are new to my TBR videos, how this works is that each month I draw 3 books. I have what I call my TBR star jars. My jars are full of little origami stars that I folded up out of paper. Each star has the title of a book that I'm interested in reading written on it. This is jar number 1. It is my general all-purpose star jar. It has pretty much every book that I want to read in it. If you're interested in finding out the titles of all of the books in this jar, you can follow the link down in the video description box below. It goes to my want to read page on Goodreads, and you can just go check that out if you're interested. Jar number 2 is my series continuation jar. This jar is full of stars that represent series that I have started reading and have enjoyed so much that I've decided to continue on. So I will be pulling 1 star out of this jar. And then last but not least, we have my golden star jar. These are my most anticipated reads. These are not necessarily new releases. They're just the books that I am most interested in getting to. I would like to get to these sooner than later. That way I don't start losing excitement and interest in them. So I will be drawing 1 star out of this jar. As well as the 3 books I'll be drawing today, I'll also be reading a book for the Buzzword challenge, and I'll be reading A Rainbow in the Dark. This is for the prompt. I think February's prompt is like positive words or something. Rainbow in the dark, that feels like sort of a positive phrase. I've had it for a while. I've been really intrigued to get to it. All I know about it is that it contains one of my favorite tropes in books, which is someone who kind of comes to somewhere, they don't know where they are, they don't know who they are, they don't know how they got there, like kind of the memory loss trope, I guess. It seems pretty interesting. It seems to have pretty decent reviews, so hopefully I will enjoy it. I'm definitely looking forward to getting into it and seeing how I feel about it. On a side note, in my previous couple of videos, I mentioned that I'm going to start combining my TBRs and wrap-ups into one video. I'm not doing that today. Today is going to be my last purely TBR video, but moving forward, starting in February, whenever I pull my March TBR, I will do a really quick wrap-up of everything that I will have read by the end of this month, January. So just know that that will be coming up next month. All right, so I think that that's it. Let's just jump in and draw some books. All right, here we go. First draw. This is from my all-purpose TBR jar. All right, so that's a pretty good handful. So I usually like to draw out books that have been in here the longest, and I know how long books have been in here based on what color the stars are. I mean, I don't know what books these are specifically, but I know that this green color right here has been in here the longest. I'm pretty sure that these green ones have been in here since like 2022. So let's go on ahead and take this green star first. All right, and my first pick is going to be, oh nice, Fever Dream. Okay, Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, which I own this one. All right, there it is right there, Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. This is a tiny little book. Wow, and like the type is spaced, like it's pretty loose. This book is like not even 200 pages long. This hopefully should be a pretty quick read. I don't know a whole lot about this story. I do know that it is pretty literary in nature. I think the general idea of this book is there's some person is in a hospital bed, very sick, maybe dying, and some other person, a relative, their child, a friend, I can't remember exactly who it is, they come in and start talking to this person and are maybe like reminiscing about maybe some past events or something, which is really interesting. I mean, that's a pretty like simple, nondescript premise, but I've heard that this book is pretty out there. So the fact that this is called Fever Dream, maybe it gets a little like wacky and hallucinatory, perhaps. I'm not sure. I do know that I absolutely love this cover. I'm a sucker for horses on book covers. I don't have a lot of them, but whenever I see a horse on a book cover, I instantly want to buy it. So naturally, I saw this and was just like, that's amazing, so I got it. I also just noticed at the bottom it says, the scariest of all things, a ghost story that is in essence true? Huh, okay. That is a super interesting little blurb. That definitely gets me very excited and intrigued, so yay, that's a great first pick. So first pick is Fever Dream. All right, next up we have my series continuation jar. As I mentioned, these are all series that I've already begun. I've read at least 1 book in these series, if not more. These, I recently kind of consolidated them. There's only 3 colors in here, red, orange, and yellow. The red have been in here the longest, orange second, yellow third. So I will probably be pulling a red one. So I dumped out 2 red here. Let's go for this little guy. I don't know about you guys, but if I wait too long to continue in a series, I will forget what happened. So better to pick one that's been in here a little bit longer. All right, so the series I will be continuing on in February is going to be, oh, sweet, okay. This is excellent. All right, it's Sleepwalking. It's the next book in the Nightmareland Chronicles, and do I have this down here? Yes, I do, okay. I am so excited about this. Oh my gosh. So this is Sleepwalking, and I believe this series at this point has like 6 or 7 books maybe. And I'm not totally sure if it's finished yet or not. These are just pretty short little like novella length books. Sleepwalking is by Daniel Barnett, who is an independent author. And this story is absolutely amazing. The general premise of the story is that one day the sun just vanishes. It goes completely dark outside, and all of the people start acting a little insane, and we don't know why this has happened. And this book follows 2 primary characters, a man he's kind of a loner. You know, he has some kind of like a darker past, like something has happened to him in his past that has made him kind of reclusive. He is trying to kind of figure out what's going on, and he seems to be the only person that isn't losing it. And then it also follows a woman who, I guess he previously dated this woman or something, and she's kind of losing it, but he's sort of helping to keep her together, I guess. At risk of not giving away too much, I will just say that this is one of those kinds of stories where the whole time you are a little bit disoriented, you don't really know what's going on. You're very much with the protagonist trying to figure out what is going on. It's a real journey. It's very high intensity, like high stakes. I've only read 2 in the series, but they were so good. I am incredibly excited to get to the next book in the series. So very excited to pick Sleepwalking as my series continuation for February. All right, and last but not least, I will be pulling a star out of my golden star jar. These are my most anticipated reads. All right, and my final selection is, oh sweet, Any Sign of Life. I own this one as well. There it is, Any Sign of Life by Ray Carson. This actually, I think, is a young adult, maybe a dystopian novel or something. I think it follows a girl, like a teenage girl, a high school girl. She has a very like happy, average life. One day she just wakes up and everyone is gone. No one is there. She's like alone in this sort of like wasteland. Doesn't know why, doesn't know what's happened, and is, you know, trying to make her way in this empty world, care for herself, find food, and all these kinds of things. This honestly was kind of a cover buy for me. I'm pretty obsessed with this cover. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm very excited to finally be getting to this book. I don't read a lot of YA, but that obviously is, you know, the kind of premise that really hooks me. It's just a little over 350 pages, so I feel like I'm probably going to blow through this pretty quickly. If the story is half as good as the cover is beautiful, it should be a pretty fun time. So yeah, very excited to finally be getting to Any Sign of Life. All right, so I am actually looking at my picks for February, and this is, I don't know, these are all such slender books. They all seem like they're going to be super easy reads, so I think I might actually pick one more book. I really feel like I'm going to blow through these pretty quickly, so if I do and have time to read another book, I want to have already picked another book and be ready to go with it. So let's pick one more book. Oh, do I want to pick another book from my series continuation or my all-purpose? We should do my all-purpose. There's more books in there. Let's pick another one from my all-purpose jar. All right, so here we go. One final star from my general TBR star jar. All right, so I think that these sort of yellowy orange ones have been in here a while, so why don't we go for that as my final pick. All right, and last but not least, we have Walk the Vanished Earth. Okay, awesome. Own this one as well. Yay, I own everything that I pulled today. That is great. There it is, Walk the Vanished Earth by Erin Swan. This, I'm pretty sure I got this in one of my Strand book boxes. Oh yeah, I did get this in a Strand box because it is signed. So That's awesome. This, I think, is kind of this is a sci-fi novel, and I think it's kind of a generational story. It spans a couple hundred years, I think. Yeah, it starts in 1873 and then ends in 2073. And I think that this is kind of like a literary sci-fi, I guess. Maybe it's like a family line or something. So kind of like a family epic, perhaps. This also has an incredibly beautiful cover that I have been looking forward to getting to. So yeah, that's a really cool final pick. So yeah, if I have time this month after reading all these other books, I am going to work in Walk the Vanished Earth. If I don't get to it though, it'll just go back into the jar. So just so you know. All right, so I think that is it for me today. These are the books that I will be reading in February for my February TBR. I'd be very curious to know if you have read any of these books, what you thought about them. Also, I would love to know about your February reading plan, so I hope that you will talk to me about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will like it and possibly subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.